What's up, dudes? It's your boy Sam at 709, and I'm coming at you with the NFL 2020 to 2021 predictions, ranking each team by division 1 through 4 in each division that will be ranked. And without further ado, let's hop in. I'm gonna first go into the AFC East. First time in 20 years, everybody has a shot at winning the division because Brady left. Um, Number one, I think it will be the Bills. Phenomenal defense. They got them a superstar receiver at Stephon Diggs. Quarterback Josh Allen, he's a really underrated running quarterback. They made it to the top 100, and they have a really productive run game, top 10 rush game in the league. So I don't see any way that they do not miss. I don't see them missing the playoffs. Number two, Patriots. Brady left the team. He was the identity of the team, but what will keep him in the season is defense, and you can't underestimate Belichick. And I'm really iffy on Cam Newton with this injury, so I'm gonna put him to second because of Newton's questionable injury. But Brady left, which was the identity of the team, which hurts. Dolphins is number 3. They drafted Tua. They got good corners. Xavier Howard, Byron Jones. They had Kyle Maveno as linebacker. They added Jordan Howard and Matt Breida as running backs. Devontae Parker is a really good receiver. So Dolphins is number 3rd. Jets is number 4th. How I determined between Dolphins and Jets is Dolphins got Tua, so they should get better. And the Jets losing Jamal Adams to the Seahawks really hurts, so they have a gaping hole in their secondary. AFC North, Ravens will win the division because they have the reigning MVP Lamar Jackson, and they have basically almost a complete roster. Pittsburgh Steelers will go number 2 in the division, a playoff contender, because they almost made it with the 3rd stringer, and the defense helped them out. So I have them becoming in the playoffs with defense and Big Ben Roethlisberger coming back from injury. Next up, Cleveland Browns. They got overhyped, so they kind of disappointed by all those high expectations. Mainly, Baker did bad because of bad coaching and bad O-line. They got Jedrick Wills from the draft. They added Jack Conklin from the Titans in free agency. And they got Kevin Stefanski, who is an upgrade over Freddie Kitchens. So about number 3. The reason why I have him so low, because other than Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, the Browns defense is not that good. Number 4 is the Bengals. I know they got Joe Burrow, but they're still in rebuild mode. AFC West. Number 1, defending Super Bowl championship, Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. That's all. Number 2, Denver Broncos. They're having an amazing offseason, and this team is like almost stacked. It may be a stacked team, so that's why I have them second. I don't see him dethroning the Chiefs in the division just yet, but I have him in second, becoming a playoff contender. Number 2, Oakland Raiders. John Gruden's doing an amazing job of rebuilding this Raiders team, but I don't think their roster is as good as the Broncos one, and there's not like as many elite players with the Broncos. This Raiders roster is really good, but I don't think it's good as the Broncos. Number 4, Chargers. They lost their longtime franchise quarterback Philip Rivers into free agency, so they don't really have a quarterback. AFC South, Titans. I know that they traded away their best defensive player, Jurrell Case, to the Broncos, but they got some solid player on defense. But the defense isn't the reason why they're not good like the Chiefs and Ravens. And that's why they're not Super Bowl contenders, because their defense is not that good. They're just solid enough to not hold down the team. And the reason why I have them winning the division is because they have a dynamic offense. Comeback Player of the Year, Ryan Tannehill. Rushing title, Derrick Henry. Superstar receiver, A.J. Brown. They got Corey Davis as the receiver. Solid receiving core. They still have a pretty decent O-line despite losing Jack Conklin. So their offense is the reason why I have them winning the division. Again, the defense isn't the reason why I'll have them becoming Super Bowl contender, nor becoming like the Chiefs and Ravens. Number 2, Colts. Andrew Luck handcuffed the franchise with his retirement 2 weeks before the season. The reason why I have him going second, because I think Phillip Rivers will do good. I like the Phillip Rivers signing because he has nice sets of weapons. T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack, Jonathan Taylor in the draft, Jack Doyle as tight end, and an elite offensive line led by Quentin Nelson. And the main reason why Phillip Rivers regressed a lot last year in LA because of that O-line. But the Colts have a really good O-line, so that should help Phillip Rivers a lot. Should have a bounce-back year. Number 3, Houston Texans. We all know that DeAndre Hopkins shockingly went to the Cardinals in return for, like, nothing. Besides Deshaun Watson, the Texans roster and coaching staffs is trash and garbage. But as long as they have Deshaun Watson, they should stay afloat. But because of their roster and their management, that's why I have them low. Number 4, Jacksonville Jaguars. Almost of their Jacksonville members are gone, and they're teaming for Trevor Lawrence, who should be the worst team this year. Next up, going to the NFC East. Number 1, Dallas Cowboys. They have a really, really stacked roster. Their roster is just amazing. What held them down last year from getting to the playoffs was Jason Garrett, the clapper. That's why he got fired, because he held down the team. And they got Mike McCarthy as head coach, who's a decent coach. With Green Bay, he keeps getting carried to the playoffs by Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers only, and Brett Favre only. If he's going to get carried by Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, he should be expected to get carried by all that talent the Cowboys have. I mean, man, that offense and a pretty good defense. That's why the Cowboys should get content for a first round bye. Number 2, Philadelphia Eagles. They're not as talented as the Cowboys, but they have some talent on the team. They still got decent players on the team, especially when they add Darius Slay as the corner to help out the secondary. Good front 7. Carson Wentz, good corner. Miles Sanders, decent running back. Amazing tight ends, Jack Ertz and Dallas Goedert. Problem is, receivers aging, and they're getting injured. But still a good roster. Bounty is good as the Cowboys, so I have them at number 2nd. Number 3rd and 4th, Giants and Redskins can be flip-flopped, but I have to have the Redskins because of Ron Rivera. I like him as a coach. He should make the team a little bit better. Number 4 is the New York Giants. Because, well, in my opinion, Dwayne Haskins is better than Daniel Jones. But the reason why it seems like Daniel Jones is better than Dwayne Haskins, and it will continue as Daniel Jones becoming better, the reason why he seems to have Dwayne Haskins, because he has a way better supporting cast than Dwayne Haskins. Redskins have a trash O-line, and other than Terry McLaurin, they're in a washed-up Adrian Peterson, their supporting cast is trash. while Daniel Jones is having a good time with tight end Evan Ingram and running back Saquon Barkley and receiver Sterling Shepard. But the reason why is I have the Giants beating the Redskins at home and the Redskins winning at their home. And the Redskins are home in the second matchup, which means I think that the Redskins will win the second matchup. And that will decide who will be in third place, despite having it during midseason. At NFC North, it'll be a back and forth race between the Packers and the Vikings. I have the Vikings going in number one. They lost key pieces on defense. Xavier Rhodes, they kind of released him which was good because he turned into burnt toast. They traded away Griffin and Linval Joseph. That kind of makes their D-line sucks. The Packers, they traded away their best defensive player, Blake Martinez. The Packers and the Vikings, they both have good safeties. Packers have the Smith brothers. The Vikings have good linebacking core with Barr and Kendricks. The Vikings got Danielle Hunter up front, and the Packers got Jaire Alexander as corner. The only difference is Kirk Cousins has a plethora of weapons, and the Aaron Rodgers does not. And really, Aaron Rodgers is playing at NFC South with a lot of tough quarterbacks. The reason why the Packers did good last year because they play a lot of garbage quarterbacks. This year they're playing brutal quarterbacks like Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Matt Ryan. And Teddy Bridgewater, Ryan Tannehill, Deshaun Watson, Phillip Rivers, etc. And in the draft, they did nothing to help out Aaron Rodgers in the draft. All they did was get Aaron Rodgers' replacement instead of his reinforcements. And Kirk Cousins has a plethora of weapons, but not Aaron Rodgers. So that's why I have the Vikings first. And they replaced Stephon Diggs with Justin Jefferson. Good job. They did good in the draft. And also, I know Kevin Stefanski left, but I know that they'll do good with him departing because they have done good before. Number 3, Lions. Number 4, Bears. Bears, no quarterback. Lions, good offense and solid corners with Desmond Trufant and Jeff Okudah to replace Slay. They're underrated, and nobody talks about their roster. But because I know it's the Lions and how they've been throughout their franchise history. Good roster, but what will hold them back is poor management and a garbage defense other than their solid corners. NFC West toughest division. NFC West toughest division. San Francisco 49ers to win the NFC West. Defending NFC Championship, who had a heartbreaking Super Bowl loss. Stacked front seven, solid safety, elite corner Richard Sherman, amazing rush attack with Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman, best tight end in the NFL, George Kittle, best fullback in the NFL, Kyle Juszczyk. Jimmy G knows how to win games. Their receiver is a bit concerned because Deebo Samuel's out. They did a good job by replacing Emmanuel Sanders with Brandon Ayuk, but they'll still do good because they'll get Deebo Samuel back in the end of the year. So they have a really stacked roster. That's how I have them winning the division. Seahawks number 2. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson. They got Greg Olsen from the Panthers. That's a really good offense. Jamal Adams as safety should boost them even more. But he's not going to single-handedly make the Seahawks a top tier. So I have the 49ers winning the division because of the defense having the only difference. I know that Seahawks have Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams, but the 49ers, their defense, that's the only tiebreaker. Cardinals, they got DeAndre Hopkins. He should help Kyler Murray a lot. Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald. I love that receiving core. Their offense is good, but what will hold them back is their defense. They still need to rebuild their defense. Number 4, LA Rams. What will keep them afloat is Sean McVay as head coach. He's a good coach, but they lost a lot of key players on defense and offense too, especially with Gurley, Brandon Cooks, Nickel Roby-Coleman, and Corey Littleton. They're all gone, and 2 elite defenders will not carry them excuse me, what I'm trying to say is 2 elite defenders will not make them a top tier. I'm sorry, but cap space is scarcity and lack of first round pick because they gave too much for Jalen Ramsey. I'm sorry, but I don't see any way their team can be better by what they have. Apologize, but hey, at least you got McVay as head coach. Last but not least, NFC South, interesting division because Tom Brady joined the Buccaneers, but I think the Saints win the division because they have a complete roster, fantastic roster. That's why I have them a tiebreaker over Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But the reason why I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into the playoffs this year because they were a top 5 offense without a rush game. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, 2 GOATs, Brady and Gronkowski, both of them from the Patriots. Number 1 rush defense. They got Antoine Winfield, safety from the draft. Tristan Wirfs, they drafted him for the O-line. Good Bucks roster. But besides from Antoine Winfield, their secondary needs to get rebuilt. And that's what the Saints have. So that's why I have the Saints having a tiebreaker with the Bucks. Falcons. Other than Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Todd Gurley, everything about that team is garbage, especially from that head coaching staff and the defense. They're garbage. That's why I have the Falcons down low. If it wasn't for Ryan, Jones, and Gurley, they would have been selecting top 5 in the draft. Number 4 is the Panthers. They're still in rebuild mode, and they got new people in. They have to get used from each other, and hopefully the season starts this year. Hopefully there is one this year. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Bye.